Hi everyone, welcome back to Cardvoyant. I'm Kris and I'm your Cardvoyant, and I'm here again today with some more Jacob's Journal material. First of all, let me just say thank you everyone for subscribing, who has subscribed. If you haven't, you can. And also just thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for your comments. I did want to let you know that if you would like to sign up for a personal reading, you can do that on my website, cardvoyant.com. And that's also where you can find printed versions of this Jacob's Journal material. If this is your first time, I'll just say that by way of explanation, Jacob is actually a name that was given by them to a group of spirit guides who channel through me and offer these explanations on various topics. As I am trying to make these videos shorter, we will get right into this first message. So this first one came first as a series of images. And I had been thinking about the sort of the political situation, and with it came this idea of cleansing and renewal, when what I had in my mind was really the sort of leadership and how it's led to all this crazy things that we're going through. So it started out by talking, and this will be in the written form that you can see. Anything in brackets is stuff that I, in these square brackets, are things that I inserted afterwards by way of explanation. So you can see how in this particular one, how I have these things come up, they start this explanation, and then it sort of moves into the questions that I had about what was going on sort of politically in this country. And this first part really came as a series of images, sort of with a few words with them. There is great energy of different types, often where there is great variance in landscape: forest, meadow, sea, shore, mountain, valley. The example of the area around Mount Rushmore is given. Also around Old Faithful. This is explosive energy. Also along fault lines. Examples given are Japan and Silicon Valley. Renewal. Washing away the old on earth. Cleansing. We feel the need to cleanse, change outwardly. This is not vanity. This is a necessary desire for cleansing. Earth too seeks cleansing. Countries, families, governments, landscapes. There is always an accumulation followed by cleansing. False hope is deadly because it leaves you vulnerable and unprepared. There is no leadership in false hope. Practicality, insight, preparation, analysis, these are the tools of peace and freedom, as are caring and kindness, justice and hope. Leadership requires honesty. These leaders look at you in the eye, and within their eyes, you find concern, caring, empathy, honesty, and truth as they know it, and the truth they hope to find. You see strength in their eyes and feel it in your heart. These who look away also whisper false promises from the sides of their mouths. Solutions and rebirth come from an honesty of knowing as much as can be known, while the search ever and always continues for more knowing, more truth, which translates to more safety, more security, less suffering, more love. And as I said, that it was interesting how that started talking about energy and then just kind of shifted or moved into that place, talking specifically about very earthly things, these leadership and what leadership looks like, which questions I was sort of having. So that was very helpful to me. So this next entry is from July 13th. And it was a little bit different also because it came, when it first started, it felt very personal. And I thought, well, this is just going to be a little personal message to me about some things I was wondering about. But then it expanded, and I feel like it has a lot of meaning, or would have, hopefully have a lot of meaning for a lot of people. So I'm presenting it to you mostly as it came. Some of the very first part I've kind of taken out because it was kind of specific to me, but it begins, while it's still kind of talking to me, but begins to be broader. So in the brackets of this is material that I've added to remind myself of things, but also as sort of explanation. So it begins. You must do everything in your power to create lightness in your being. Meditate as many times as you can a day. But dogmatic structure can have the opposite effect. Stuck. The feeling of being stuck in these dogmatic structures. Oppression grows like stones upon you, your life, your soul's being. Meditation, or prayer, as you may refer to it, connects, reconnects you to your soul itself, the lightest of beings, bright and eternal energy, light energy itself, lifting off the heavy stoneworks of physical life, physical existence, allowing your energy to reach out in all directions and feeling once again the light and lightness of your being. All such efforts to connect you to yourself bring about a renewed understanding of the true light and lightness of your being, the ways in which you reach and soar and move freely within the universe in an attempt to grow and explore and joyously love and embrace and experience the all that is about you and offered freely to you, just as physical existence once was and is offered to you. Therefore, let your soul self shine through, thus allowing you the fullest experience of physical life, while also reminding you of your bright and lighted, energetically broad, true self. Thus you soar, traveling with the quickness of light particles while embracing and learning of your dense physical selves. For now, at this moment, this place, this point within and on space-time, you are indeed both, and fully capable of recognizing and experiencing both. This is indeed the plan of optimum experience, though an experience had by relatively few throughout history. Still, we instruct you to ever connect through meditation in all forms, prayer in all forms, silent appreciation in all forms, with the lightness of your being allowing its eternal light to lift, guide, and raise you, even while within physical existence, to the possibility of your highest, lightest, brightest, which is your most loving, joyous self, and thereby the greatest manifestation of your source, of which you ever remain a part, the all that is. So this final entry for this video came just a few days ago, July 17th. And what was interesting about this, as often happens, is later this day, because this is the morning when I received this, later this day I had a couple of readings where this kind of played into their reading, and it was so interesting. It's always so interesting when you have this kind of foundation that helps you sort of go forward that day or with things that you're going to be doing that day, but it happens quite a bit. So from July 17th, the question of why is in large part meaningless. There is no answer to why, for there is no answer to a question without meaning that should not be asked. There is how, which often should stand instead of why, for there is an answer to be had. How is a matter or question of construction, and indeed all things very noticeable in your physical world are constructed in one way or another. There is then a building within space and time that brings you to a point wherein your question is asked. But why is a question that demands a justification of and for the all that is, which never seeks nor offers justification, but rather exists and is, just as all for which you seek an answer to when asking why simply is. This state of being, this isness, may call on the question how and beg an answer to same. But again, you exist in the moment that nullifies the question why. For the ever-present always is, always has been, ever will be. Often, most often, the answer you seek is in fact to the question, to what end? Where does this bring me? Where will this bring us? And although not all answers to these evocative and appropriate questions have answers to be found while you exist in the flesh, though many times such are found, you have the promise and the everlasting assurance that nothing, no breath, no thought, no action, no consequences within your lives and all of physical time, space, and indeed outside of such, is for naught. All have meaning, the smallest of the small, and the largest of the large, the most joyous, the most painful. All have meaning and lead to growth and expansion within ourselves, which is also growth and expansion within the ever-loving, all-encompassing universe of which you are an integral part. Within this everlastingness, all is expansion, all is love, and all ultimately receives and indeed requires balance, which in some instances is known as karma, and which in all instances is in fact love. Know then that always you are supported, and even as you exist in a moment that is, while crying for the unanswerable why, there is indeed how, and in fact the promise, desire, need, and joyous experience within all movement, all now is present experiences of physical existence and beyond. The underlying, supportive, and indeed all-encompassing power and presence of joy, love, support, and courageous, expressive embrace, and promise of love, which is indeed non-judgment, acceptance, and joyous reliance upon the totality of creation, which is love expressed in all forms, physical and spiritual, form and energy substance, which is you, which is all of us, the everything, the all that is. So there you have it. That's it for today. I will have some more coming up of this. I have some other videos that I'm going to be doing with Kim and some more reading videos. Again, private readings and Jacob's Journal material on cardvoyant.com. So until next time, or until the next video, I will just say, as I always do, please take care of yourself. Please take care of others. And until next time, bye for now.